Welcome to lecture number 4, Unit 2, Radio Frequency and Millimeter Wave IC Design. We were discussing on transceiver architectures, and in the previous classes we discussed heterodyne architecture and dual down conversion receiver. Later we started discussion on image reject receivers with uh, by looking at what is meant by the 90-degree phase shift operation and how can we do that 90-degree phase shift, and how we will plot the same on a real imaginary axis across frequency. And yeah, we also saw how we can perform 90-degree phase shift operation, or how we can perform such operations on and plot the spectrum. And we saw that the basic operation what is happening by 90-degree phase shift is the Hilbert transform. And we saw one practical way how we can implement this 90-degree phase shift by using RCCR network, which gives that the phase shift between, or the angle between both the outputs will be 90 degree. So in continuation with that, uh, today we will see one another approach to realize the 90-degree phase shift operation. So what yeah. So we look at one more approach here. So another approach for realize the same 90-degree phase shift operation. Yeah, so that is simply by giving doing a small operation. So say your RF input is available here, you want to apply 90-degree phase shift. So one very common approach is to introduce 90-degree phase shift by mixing this RF input with an LO, but not just with an LO, but with the quadrature phases of an LO. So the meaning is your RF input is basically applied to two mixers, where the other input to the mixer will be a local oscillator signal with quadrature phases. Meaning, if you have a cos omega LOT here, you will be giving sine omega LOT to the other the other mixer, and the output what we can expect here is we can expect both in phase and quadrature phase signals here. So we generally call this as I phase as in phase and this as quadrature phase, right? So so how this is happening, because we are multiplying, or we are mixing the RF input with local oscillator signal, but they are quadrature in phase, they have an 90-degree phase shift, right? So when we do this, your RF input is actually translated into definitely in the RF frequency and the local oscillator frequency, when they are different, because we are talking about mixing operation, the heterodyning. So when they are different, this will definitely give you an intermediate frequency. And so that if you look at the intermediate frequency, you have both I arm and Q arm, and there will be definitely there is a phase shift between both the arms. I hope this is a very simple operation, and you would have seen this even in your communication system courses, where you will be using this in order to generate in phase and quadrature phase components. Now we are more interested to look at the spectrum, how the spectrum is getting shifted when you have when you have this kind of operation, and depending on that we can continue our discussion on um, image, or we'll try to develop the architecture for an image reject receiver. All right, so this is the very basic structure we use to generate in phase and quadrature phase components. All right, so what we first do here is uh, Okay, so I'll again just make a note here. Whenever you have this mixing operation, when you are mixing your input with your local oscillator signal, say your input frequency is omega in and local oscillator frequency is omega LO. So if your omega LO is greater than omega in, that means if you are injecting a frequency, injecting a signal on the higher side of your input signal, we always call this as high side injection. And the second case is if your omega LO is less than omega in, we call you are injecting a signal on the lower side of the you are injecting a local oscillator on the lower side of the signal, and hence we call it as low side injection. All right, so what we do now is we have two arms, upper arm and lower arm. So on both the arms, let us see how the signal will appear at in phase and quadrature phase when you go for high side injection. There are two cases. So the first case what I will consider is high side injection. So what I am going to do now is, you have this simple structure here where there's an RF input and there are two mixers, and assuming or considering that the local oscillator frequency is greater than the input frequency, I'm looking at the in phase and quadrature phase components. Are you guys with me? Can I get your response in the chat box? Yes. So the first case what I'm going to consider is omega LO greater than omega in. Your local oscillator frequency is greater than input frequency. So if that is the case, what will be the frequency generated here, the intermediate frequency? Since omega LO is larger, we will write this as omega LO minus omega in is the intermediate frequency what we are looking at. But we know that when we do mixing, we will get sum and difference product, right? So let me just draw the uh, this is omega in, and since it is spectrum, we will mark this as well. So this is your input signal. Say for example, consider the amplitude is A, right? Now on high side injection, I am going to mix this signal with cosine wave on one arm and sine wave on the other arm. So if I consider uh, this at omega LO, we know that this is cosine wave, will be having a spectrum of, yeah, so this will be the spectrum of cosine wave, and I want to perform. So if you look at the structure, I want to perform time domain multiplication. So in time domain I have to do multiplication because omega in is getting mixed with omega LO. The time domain operation is multiplication. So as I have drawn the spectrum here in frequency domain, that multiplication will be convolution. So we need to convolve these two signals. So now what we are interested is, we wanted to see the frequency components at the I arm, the upper arm, where your signal is getting multiplied with your cos omega LOT, and as a result of that you will get definitely, as a result of mixing, you will get sum and difference product, and we are interested only at the difference product because we are translating the RF input to a lower frequency, which is intermediate frequency. All right. So what will happen? So what will happen when you perform convolution here between your input signal and your cosine wave, which is at omega LO? What will happen? So you know that there is an impulse at omega LO. So as a result of mixing, the impulse is at both at plus and minus omega LO. So as a result of mixing, this impulse will be convolved with your input signal, and that will produce output. So the resultant will be plus or minus omega LO plus or minus omega in. So how will you perform this operation? I hope you would have come across something called as graphical convolution, where you will reverse the signal and then you will run the signal on the top of the other signal, and as a result you will perform convolution. Are you familiar with that operation? Convolution, yeah, in graphical, yeah. So anyway, we know that when you multiply, when you convolve this with the other signal, the resultant signal will be having an amplitude of a by 2. In this case, resultant signal will be having an amplitude of a by 2. The only question is, so here it is straightforward. When you apply, when you start with a cosine wave, it is straightforward, because anyway the amplitude remains same as a by 2, and you have four frequency components, and you will be choosing two out of that, right? So if I write the frequency components, I can write it as, so the first frequency component, I'm not performing graphical convolution here, by drawing, by reversing the signal and running the signal through the top of the other signal. Rather, I'm just directly writing the frequency components. So when I write the frequency component, I have the components, right? The first component will be minus omega LO, uh, minus omega LO minus omega in, then I have minus omega LO plus omega in, then I'll have omega LO minus omega in, and I'll have omega LO plus omega in. These will be the four components, four frequency components I'll be getting. So the first one I am just writing it as omega LO plus omega in. These two are same, and we know that we are not considering the sum signal, because we are not looking at the sum, because the sum signal is, we will, because we are looking at the translation to lower frequency. So this one and the last one we will not consider. Now we need to consider only these two. So how will we represent this? Omega LO minus omega in. So let me mark it here. This is 0, and now this is translated to a lower frequency near to the origin, and so I have the component here and another sorry, I have a component here and another component here, but if you look at the center frequency, what will be this will be omega LO minus omega in, and this one I can take just minus outside, so I can write it as omega LO minus omega in. So this is minus of omega LO minus omega in. I hope this is clear, what I have done the operation here, and I will just write this as the I arm product, the in phase component, or from the structure I can say that is same as the upper arm product. Yes, we know it is down conversion. Yes. Is this clear, the operation what I have performed here, uh, by calling it as high side injection? Is this clear? Can I get a response? Is this clear or not? Because no response in the chat box. All right, yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you have question, please ask now, or even at the end of the session, or you can just post here in the chat box. So what I have done is, with high side injection on the upper arm, I got what is the result. Similarly, let me perform on the lower arm. So if I perform the same thing on the lower arm, the same high side injection, let me redraw the so this is the input signal, which is centered at omega in. This is the input. Now we need to perform this convolution with the lower arm signal, which is coming from the LO, that is sine wave. So if I 0, since it is sine wave at omega LO, you have an impulse. with an amplitude minus j by 2, and at minus omega LO you have an impulse with an amplitude j by 2, right? Now you have to perform the same thing. So when you do the operation, the resultant frequency components will be same, plus or minus omega LO plus or minus omega in. The only difference is now you have to look at the component which is having, see, now this is A, and A is multiplied with j by 2 and minus j by 2. So you have to just look at which component is getting reversed, right? So there are four components, and let me draw the result over here. This is 0, and so let me perform the operation here. So what I'm doing is I'm just reversing this. So when I reverse this, the first component coming from the left side is j by 2 at minus omega LO. So that, and so that signal I'm running through the top signal, and when I do that, the first product what I'm getting is minus omega, yeah, it is minus omega LO minus omega in, which is having an amplitude of ja by 2. This is not reversed. So since it is not reversed, I am just putting a tick mark. Then the next will be minus omega LO plus omega in. Both are multiplied with j by 2. So the signal remains same as j into a by 2. So these two I'll put tick mark. Now the next signal is omega LO at minus j by 2 at omega LO. So that frequency will be omega LO minus omega in, that is with an amplitude of minus j a by 2, and next is omega LO plus omega in, that is with a signal that is also with an amplitude of minus j into a by 2. So in this, out of this, we know that we do not want this signal, and we also do not want this signal. So what we'll be plotting will be the frequency components which I have shown in the middle. So from that it is clear. So I'll have a component here, somewhere here, which is of value omega LO minus omega in, which is having amplitude of minus ja by 2. So this is the signal, and another one is at if I take minus common, I'll get omega LO minus omega in, but that is with an amplitude of j into a by 2, right? This is minus j into a by 2, and this is the result what we will see in the Q arm, the quadrature arm, or in the lower arm. Now you will be wondering why we have performed this operation instead of studying the architecture of Hartley. Sorry, instead of studying the architecture of image reject. Actually, we are in the process of developing the architecture, because we are just looking at. Uh, 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 Before that, let me ask this question. Uh, what are we looking? We are trying to, in an image reject receiver, the expectation is we are trying to get a receiver where without filtering, if we can cancel, if we can suppress the image components, that will be actually a great achievement, right? So that is what we are trying to do, and we are doing this 90-degree phase shift operation and see how the signal is getting changed when it passes through this operation, when these kind of operations are being performed on it. All right, so is this clear what the spectrum I have drawn at I arm and Q arm, at the upper and lower arm, the spectrum and the frequency components and the amplitude? Is this clear? All right, Lalit, yeah, the question is, how are you getting four possibilities of frequencies? Yeah, so Lalit, it is very simple. You look at this. You have impulses at plus and minus omega LO, right? So since you have impulses at plus and minus omega LO, and since you are doing mixing operation, the probabilities you will get omega LO plus or minus omega in as a result of mixing, but both of the components with this plus or minus sign, because you have impulses both at plus omega L and minus omega L. That is one way of looking at it. Another way is you can actually perform a graphical convolution where you will reverse the impulse signal and you will run the impulse signal through the top signal, and whenever you get the signals getting overlapped, those frequencies you will write. All right, yeah. So we did not perform this operation or this graphical method for fun. We want to infer something from this. So what I will infer is, or what we can infer from here is, during HSI, if you are performing HSI, high side injection, that means when you are injecting a local oscillator signal on the higher side of your input signal, the IF spectrum which is getting evolved. So you got the IF spectrum output, we neglected the higher frequency components. So the IF spectrum which is emerging out, which is emerging from upper arm and lower arm. You see, you have a component at the upper arm and you got the component at the lower arm. If you look at the relation between those two signals or those two spectrum at the upper arm and lower arm, it is very clear that the signal emerging from the lower arm is the Hilbert transform of the upper arm signal or upper arm spectrum, right? So the IF spectrum emerging from the lower arm, which is the Q arm, is Hilbert transform of the spectrum at the upper arm. All right, is that clear? The statement what I made here at upper arm. So if it is high side injection, the upper arm and lower arm of the same structure will have Hilbert transforms. Is this clear? The statement, the inference what I made from this operation? Because one is sine and another one is cosine wave. Yes, all right. Now see, if I'm getting few response on the chat box, I'm moving ahead. But if you have any questions in between, please do post here or check with me. Now let us look at the second case. The second case I'm leaving to you guys. Can you guys try the second case, which is low side injection? So what will happen? Or if you perform low side injection, what relation you can infer from the spectrum emerging from the upper arm and the lower arm? So the second case is your omega LO is less than omega in, your local oscillator is less than omega in. So the intermediate frequency, how we will generally write is omega in minus omega LO, because your omega in is greater in this case, right? So here also we can perform the operation. Say this is your signal which is at minus omega in and plus omega in. Now you will be performing or you will be convolving this with the local oscillator wave. Now in this case it is omega in is larger, so you have to keep this inside. With the amplitude of half, maybe I think in the previous example, yeah, I have taken it as a by 2 and yes. So this is the I arm LO signal, and if you perform the operation, you will get a signal here which is omega in minus omega LO and minus of omega in minus omega LO. And in this case, in this cosine case, there will not be any change. Anyway, you will get 4 components and all will have the same amplitude. So we are just marking it as a by 2 and a by 2 on both sides. Now, more interested to see what is happening in the Q arm. So in the Q arm, you have the signal. At minus omega in and plus omega in, and you have the local oscillator signal which is sine wave, so with an amplitude of minus j by 2, and here with an amplitude of j by 2. So it should be the spectrum should be in such a way it should be visible that your LO signal is smaller. Yeah, so this is minus omega LO and this is plus omega LO and this is minus j by 2 and this is j by 2. All right, so when you perform the operation, as we mentioned before, you will get 4 frequency components. Out of that, only 2 we are interested, which comes at minus of omega in minus omega LO and omega in minus omega LO, and you can perform the operation in a similar way. So as you reverse the signal, the impulse, the sine wave, and when you run through the top signal, and when you perform the convolution operation, you will have, yeah, the frequency components in the order will be minus omega LO minus omega in, minus omega LO plus omega in, and then omega LO minus omega in, and omega LO plus omega in. So these two will have the amplitude of minus JA by 2. So here I will get, based on that I know, this is, anyway we will not take this component because this is the sum frequency. Now omega in minus omega L on the right side is having an amplitude of, will not have any negative amplitude, so this is j into a by 2. But here this component omega LO minus, sorry, omega LO minus omega in, which is same as minus of omega in minus omega LO, will be having a amplitude of minus j into a by 2. Is this clear? I have just performed the same operation on frequency axis, frequency domain, and this is I arm, and what I have on the other side is Q arm. Can I get some response?
So how is omega LO minus omega in high frequency component?
Omega LO, which one? Yeah, this is the high
Which point
frequency
is wrong?
component. This one and this one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, did I say the other way?
No, sir. Marking I got confused
All
while
right,
you were.
okay, yeah. So the whichever I marked using red, we did not consider, and you have the other two components, and that you will get the with this answer. Yeah. So I didn't get, Lalit, your question is, I didn't understand the last part. The last part is, maybe you are referring to this this spectrum. If that is your question, then that is what I was trying to do here. Let me do that again. So what I was telling is, I'll be doing this time reversal of this, and then I'll shift it, and then I'll run through the top signal. So the first signal coming here, since this one, since this is time reversed, sorry, since it is reversed, it is not time reversed. Since it is reversed, the first signal coming in is minus omega LO. When it run through both my signal at minus omega in and plus omega in, that will give you a plus j a by 2 component. I hope that is clear. This is A and A. So the component at minus omega LO, when we run the signal, that J minus omega LO component through the input, you will get both components at J into A by 2, right? So where do you get those signals? You will get those signals at, sorry, you will get those signals at minus omega LO minus omega in and minus omega LO plus omega in, right? So the remaining is the other two. So the other two, definitely when you write the other terms, which is, so I'll just put a mark here. Next is omega LO minus omega in and omega LO plus omega in. So those two, you will get these two frequency terms when you perform the operation with the signal, with the impulse at omega LO. So that will result in the amplitude of the IF component as minus JA by 2. Which component? Omega LO minus omega in. All right. Sorry, this is not minus omega LO. This is minus omega LO minus omega in and minus omega LO plus omega in. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Very sorry. I'll just rewrite it. So the first frequency components will be minus omega LO minus omega in and minus omega LO plus omega in. Both will have JA by 2 components. Now the other one will be omega LO minus omega in and omega LO plus omega in. Yeah, these two will have minus JA by 2. All right. Now, what is my intermediate frequency? So if I look at this, the top one, I'm just rewriting this again. So it is minus of omega LO plus omega in. Anyway, this is a high frequency component. We are not bothered about this. Now, since my intermediate frequency is of the form of omega in minus omega LO, so if I write this or if I modify this in this way, if I take minus common, it is omega LO minus omega in, but I want to write it in the other way, right? Yeah, so let me write it in the other way, which is same as omega in minus omega LO. So which is having an amplitude of JA by 2, and the last component I am just neglecting, I am not looking at that. But this component, when I rewrite this again, it is if I take a minus common, it is minus of omega in minus omega LO, which is having an amplitude of minus J into A by 2. Yes, yeah, it will be the reverse of the diagram. The diagram what I have drawn here is right. It is the reverse of the diagram what we have performed compared to the last. It is just reverse, because this was for high side injection and now for low side injection you will get it. Yes. So JA by 2 and minus JA by 2. I hope this is clear. Now I'll make another observation. What is observation? So during LSI, whenever you perform low side injection, the lower arm, the spectrum emerging at lower arm is not Hilbert transform, but just it is a negation of or the negative of Hilbert transform. The lower arm is actually negative of Hilbert transform of the upper arm, right? So why we have made these two operation is, now after this we are straight away we are moving to on a specific architecture of image reject, and there in order to see how the images and signals are processed by the architecture, this is very important. So whenever you have high side injection, the upper arm and lower arm are just Hilbert transform, and whenever you have low side injection, the upper arm and lower arm, it is the lower arm is negative of the Hilbert transform of the upper arm, right? So this is the takeaway from this operation, and if you have questions, please ask now. So whatever we have done so far, I'm just concluding it here with with HSI, with high side injection, Q component or the lower arm component is Hilbert transform of I component, and with LSI, Q component is negative of Hilbert transform of I component. Um, so is this clear? Whether the inferences we made from the operations, this is clear? If it is clear, please respond here. Yeah, I'm getting responses as yes, but still if you have questions, you can definitely ask. Before proceeding to the image reject receiver architecture, let us look at the input of, like how the input will look like, how the input will be looking like at the input of a image reject receiver. We'll just look at that now. Right. So we know that we'll have, if you are going for heterodyning, we know the problem of image exists there. So we can go for either a low side injection or high side injection. Say if I am going for low side injection, that means this is your signal at omega in. This is a signal at omega in, and now as I told, we are going to do low side injection for the signal. So since it is low side, I need to fix the LO signal somewhere here down. So this will be the LO signal minus omega LO. Now your image will be definitely located on the left side of the LO. So for image, I'm just using this color. Say this is your image frequency. So this I am marking it as omega IM and this as minus omega IM, right? So just look at this. At the input of the receiver, definitely at the input you will only have your at the input you will have your signal and many other interferers, and we are looking at the specific interference which is located at the equal distance from omega L, which is omega IM. Now if I am considering so for input signal, the local oscillator frequency is actually low side injection, because input signal is here and you are injecting a signal here at the lower side in order to perform mixing or to generate omega IF. But at the same time, for image signal, if I look at image, looking image as a signal itself, the injected signal or the local oscillator signal is actually injected on the higher side. So I can say that for image, this is a high side injection. Yes, Lalit. Yeah, we do have preference depending on the one is depending on the architecture, whether we will go for low side injection or high side injection specifically with respect to architecture. And one example you can see here in the case of image reject receivers. That is why I am just explaining this. So I think from the spectrum what you are seeing now, it is clear that for your input signal, it is a low side injection, and for your image, it is a high side injection. Yeah, Lalit, you will get the answer for this at the end of the discussion, because if you take the other way around, if you go for high side injection for input and low side injection for image, definitely you will not be able to process it and you will not be able to cancel out the images. All right. So I'll be winding up now by just showing the input part itself. So this is RF, the RF input, and from our previous discussion, we have two arms where this is cos omega LOT and this is sin omega LOT, right? So if I perform this, I will get in phase component, but in phase component I can write, I can say that I will have a signal at signal is basically omega in. There will be an in phase component for the signal. Also, I will have an in phase component for the image, right? Because image is not rejected in this case, right? I haven't done anything to reject image or to cancel image, so image will exist. So at the in phase, at the in phase arm or the upper arm, you will have an in phase component for signal and in phase component for image. Similarly, in the lower arm, on the quadrature arm, you will have a quadrature component of signal and the quadrature component of image, right? Now, how well we perform specific operations on this in phase component and the quadrature component of signal and image can help you to sustain signal and cancel out image, or to sustain image and cancel out signal. So those set of operations we will see in our next class. All right, so that is all for today's discussion. So we started by looking at the same one more method to realize this 90-degree phase shift operation, that is just by using two mixers and having the local oscillator signals with quadrature phases like cos omega LOT and sin omega LOT, and we understood how the high side injection and low side injection will have effect on the in phase and quadrature arm, and we concluded that the intermediate frequency spectrum which is emerging at the lower arm will be the Hilbert transform of the upper arm if you go for high side injection, and the negative of the Hilbert transform of the upper arm you will see at the lower arm when you go for low side injection. So with that, we just saw the input and image and their injection with respect to the local oscillator, and we just replace the same diagram over here, and we will do specific operation on this. Our aim is to cancel out image and sustain the signal. All right, so that we will continue in our next class. So thank you so much for joining. If you have any specific questions,